A man secretly slipped poison into his wife's water, acting nonchalant as he handed it to her. He quickly made an excuse to leave but couldn't help hiding nearby, watching as his wife drank the entire poisoned beverage with his own eyes. The poison was completely odorless, and within 8 hours of ingesting it, the heart would stop beating without leaving any traces. All the symptoms would mimic a heart attack. Sure enough, not long after, his wife passed away from an apparent heart attack. For the next few days, Jack put on a show of being utterly devastated. Finally, one night after all the family had left, Jack excitedly hopped on his motorcycle and secretly made his way to a hidden house. The girl who opened the door was the reason he had poisoned his wife. It turned out that not only was his wife much older than him, but even his respectable job had been given to him by her. His wife was also extremely domineering. Whenever he disobeyed, she would threaten to kick him out of the company. He had long grown tired of it but had no choice but to endure. That is, until a few months ago when he met the gentle and considerate Mary. After some time, the two of them hatched this whole plan. Now, as long as they could smoothly pass the autopsy and get his wife's huge inheritance. But just then, Jack received a call from the police. Just now, his wife's corpse had actually disappeared from the morgue. Hearing this news, the two were instantly at a loss. Could it be that their plan had been exposed? After rushing to the morgue, Jack learned that half an hour ago, while the guard was on duty, he suddenly discovered that the surveillance had gone blank. Immediately after, there was a disturbance from the morgue. When he went in to check, one of the body drawers had been opened and the body inside was gone. Suddenly, a dark figure flashed by. He followed the figure to investigate, only to find a woman lying in the open elevator. Just as he was about to check if she was dead or alive, the elevator doors closed on their own. He hurriedly notified his superiors and requested backup, but then the elevator behind him opened again, and the woman inside had vanished. Next, a masked man emerged and shot at him. In a panic, the guard hastily fled. But strangely, aside from the camera that captured the guard's escape, all the others had been destroyed. They couldn't find any other clues, and that missing corpse was none other than Jack's wife. Hearing all this, Jack could finally relax. It meant his own deeds had not been exposed. After being detained for a few hours, Jack started growing impatient. He demanded to go home immediately, but just then, the lights suddenly went out. The whole building lost power. After the officer asked him to return to the office, he went aside to investigate. Suddenly, there was a noise from the morgue behind him. Jack followed the sound and entered, only to find that on his wife's body drawer, a metal box had inexplicably appeared. Inside were some of his wife's belongings from when she was alive, along with an empty sealed bag. Suddenly, Jack's eyes were drawn to the open drawer beside him. Driven by curiosity, he stepped forward to look. But what he saw inside stunned him. It was the very bottle of poison he had used on his wife. Before he could react, the light suddenly came back on. Jack hurriedly stuffed the bottle into his pocket. The police also rushed over. They discovered that the drawer had been pried open, and that metal box should have been inside it. The police chief interrogated Jack, asking why he was here. Could it be he was looking for some memento of his wife's? Jack quickly explained he hadn't touched anything. But after checking their inventory, the officers still found a phone was missing. Jack grew even more flustered but had no choice but to empty his pockets of everything except that bottle, hoping to bluff his way through. But he didn't expect the police chief had long seen through his nervousness. He shoved Jack against the wall and conducted a full body search, quickly finding the bottle.